This is part 4. I'm Susan. I'm a World Peace Clown, and I've just been talking about my early experiences of dreaming I was teaching peace, my experience at La Trobe University, being a peace clown, clowning in hospitals, and I'm now just talking a little bit about peace education. I wrote a Real Hope program after I came back from Russia with Patch Adams. I feel emotional intelligence is what is needed, and I feel we have to educate in ways that bring the community together. As a clown, we love everybody. As a teacher, that's a wonderful way of creating a heart-based classroom. So my work in schools has been to teach values, so it would go over an 8-week program, Real Hopes, and each value the children would learn through philosophy, examining the value, what it means, doing games and activities to integrate the value, and then a little bit of meditation at the end so kids can imagine themselves, being responsible or what have you, or empathetic, etc. I had some wonderful breakthroughs with the children. Some kids started up anti-bullying campaigns in the classroom because they felt inspired to be clowns and to create positivity in the school. I think we need to educate for harmony, which means values have to be central. I'm a great believer in equality, and as a clown I see myself as equal to children. I've also produced programs on conflict resolution, sustainability, clowning around and laughter, so that we can really connect to the joy and the peace within ourselves in a fun way. I've also taught in corporates as well. I've taught them harmony workshops, and I've also done laughter workshops as well as clowning around and anti-bullying in the workplace, because it's actually right across the community, the bullying. And really essentially what that is power over. We're living in a world where people feel powerless, and so they're seeking ways to gain power. So rather than labelling them the bully or the victim, what we need to do is to help people to claim their power and resolve problems non-violently through conflict resolution and through having a community coming around people so they're not alone in these issues. Quite often we see isolation and suicide as a result. Now, my work is also expanded in lots of ways. I see peace as a personal peace mission, which means I have to find peace within me in order for me to be effective as a teacher. So what I did was I travelled around the world last year. I went to 20 countries, started off in Bangkok, went to India, I clowned in a shopping centre in India, up to Kashmir. I went down to Mumbai again in India, and I went to Gandhi's ashram, and I taught some university students a little bit about being a World Peace Clown. I also went across to Egypt, and I clowned with some kids at a children's exhibition. Then I flew up to Greece, and then I went up to London, and I actually clowned on the London Underground. And then I went up to Scotland, and I went across to Dublin, and I clowned on the streets in Dublin. I flew across to Chicago, and I clowned with an art student in Chicago on the streets, interacting with people, teaching them juggling, all sorts of wonderful things. And then I flew down to Mexico and basically went overland from Mexico to Belize, to Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua and Costa Rica, and I clowned in the mountains in Costa Rica on the International Day of Peace. Then I flew across to Peru, and then I went to Arequipa and Cusco, and I clowned in hospitals and in schools in Peru, and I didn't need Spanish. And I was then able to go to Bolivia, and I clowned with Quakers, with the youth, and at a Bolivian wedding. And then from there I went across to Argentina, and I clowned on the streets with an Argentinian lady. And then I went down to Patagonia and across to Chile, and I was exhausted by Chile and had a rest for about a month. And then I flew across to Auckland in New Zealand, and I clowned at an environmental exhibition, which was very interesting. Earth from Above. It was all photographic. Brilliant, to give us a great appreciation for the earth. Now, peace and sustainability are very linked. You have to shift your values internally to find peace. Then you're going to stop grabbing at all these iPods and flatbed televisions. Let me tell you, as a clown, the joy I feel is unbelievable, and no materialism can actually take that away. Nothing can surpass it. I'm extremely happy, and I'm happy because I've integrated my own values and I'm following my heart.